Guys, after subscribing to this channel, please make sure that you also press the bell icon so that no notification, no new video of mine, any educational video, is missed by anybody.
All right. So I welcome one and all to this class in the evening today on the calorie counts as well as the protein counts. I hope by the end of the class, you all are much more confident in doing the calorie counts as well as the protein count. Now, at the very outset, let me tell you that you might have to remember the calories of certain basic food items, and I'll make it super easy for you. Okay, first of all, remember that the diet chart will contain things like 73 calories, 69 calories, 104 calories. Please try to be more generalized in this. No one is going to pick up on 104 calories, 73. Why not 69? Your calculation is wrong. Nobody. First of all, try to understand the psyche of the examiner. Nobody remembers that. Okay, I myself, I have a chart in front of you, but by the end of the class, if you ask me how many calories in one egg or 100 grams of one chapati, which is 30 grams, one bread, which is, I can generalize you. I mean, if it's 100 calories and you're saying 200 calories, I will stop you there. That funda is clear. But if you're saying 120 calories for 100 calories, that's pardonable. I mean, I will accept it, no problem. But don't say 150 for 100 calories or 200 calories for something which is only 100 calories. For example, a roti is 100 calories, a paratha is 210 calories. But if you make a roti 200 calories, I will not accept it. A slice of bread around 80 calories, 100 calories. If you make that 200 calories, of course, big problem. So with this thought in mind, we are going forward with understanding how to do the calorie count and how to do the protein count, where I find even more problem. First of all, Indian diet is very deficient as far as proteins are concerned. So very essential for you to understand protein count in different food items. And please remember that in most of the Indian food items, you have more carbs and very little protein. So if you really want a good source of protein, it's mostly animal proteins, which you will see from the diet chart. So let's begin to understand the calorie count, how to do it, and the most important, the calorie chart and the protein chart, which I have clubbed together, and the serving size as well. All right. I hope everyone can see my screen and understands and can hear the voice clear. I have my chat room. Everyone is there in the chat room as well, because then I'll not be able to understand your doubts. Just a second, guys. All right. Thank you, Anshika, for letting me know. Link is already there, everyone. So please make sure that you guys have entered the chat room as well. Yeah. So let's begin with the class. All right. So here is certain core formulas that you need to know. Usually one katori is around 150 grams, cooked vegetable or cooked rice. One roti is around 30 grams, whole wheat flour, mostly we take that. And 1 cup of milk is around 200 ml. And you know that 1 grams of protein gives 4 kilocalories, 1 gram carbs give 4 kilocalories, and 1 gram fat gives 9 kilocalories. So we have to be very watchful when it comes to fats. Usually the total daily intake, we take in grams of proteins and kilocalories, and depends upon what nutrient you are giving upon the number of servings you are having, and per serving what is the level. So the baseline estimated energy requirement will be how much activity. Now this is very important. People tend to forget this. Most of my students tend to forget this, that for us essentially what is exactly important is not only the fact how much calories she's taking, but at the same time we need to know how much deficit of calories she's having based on the amount of activity the patient is having and the weight the patient has, which again I'll be using towards the end. And the trimester of pregnancy she's in. So many modifiable factors are there, right? The weight of the patient, amount of activity the patient is doing, and which trimester she is in. All these are modifiable factors. So I'm telling you each and everything step by step. Activity factor is essentially extremely important, and the pre-pregnancy weight is extremely important. So any sedentary patient will require mostly around 30 kilocalories per kg. Moderate 35, and heavy weight will heavy activity factor 40 kilocalories. mostly. Additions for pregnancy is around first trimester, usually not so much kilocalories, but in second trimester 350 and around 450 in the third trimester. But look at the protein requirement. What are you not able to see, Anamika? Can you hear me? Guys, can everybody see and hear me correctly? Can you see the slides also? Everyone? Can you see the slides? Anamika, what you're not able to see, Sonali can see, and probably I think everyone, because then they would have stopped me otherwise. All right. So you can just log off, log in, and you'll be able to see. I hope so. Thank you. Thank you, Beta. So protein requirements, they're even more, different for different trimester. Mostly 1 gram, I say for every patient, 1 gram extra per kg. 9 grams, see, 0.8 grams per kg per day. That means a patient who's around 60 kgs would mostly require 50 grams per day. Mostly, correct? So in pregnancy, you add 1 gram per kg per day extra. Similarly, plus 9 grams. That means instead of 0.8, or let's say it was 1, it becomes 1 plus 9. That means almost 10 grams per kg per day. So that is the level of proteins you need. So there's a huge deficit. That amount of deficit will always stay. And there's almost 30 grams add on. So almost 30 grams per kg per day you require rather than 1 gram. Do you understand? So that's like huge. If a patient of 50 kgs will require almost 30 into 50, that means almost 1500. So that's that much amount of protein nobody is able to give. We, in an Indian diet, we usually keep it at 1 grams per kg per day. That means at least the requirement is 50 to 60 grams as per the normal body weight, and maximum to maximum we go till 70 to 100 grams per kg per day, even in the last trimester. So nobody reaches that level. Mostly, okay. If you go by the books, exactly by these calculations, then it's very difficult to achieve this level of protein requirement. Anyway, so what you keep is at a bare minimum. And even examiners, no matter how much you're going to try to explain it to them, ma'am, third trimester it is 30 grams, 1500 they require, they will probably not accept, your answer. So you have to keep it at that maximum, you can say by 100, grams per day. 100 grams per day. Now, lactation, you require maybe around 20 grams extra. 1 grams per kg per day. Here you require at least 19 grams almost extra per kg per day. Now, how will you find out the deficit? Obviously, deficit, how will you find out? How do you find out the deficit of hemoglobin? What is required plus what you have. So in the same way, requirement minus intake. What is required in that particular trimester for that particular weight, for that particular amount of work, minus the intake that she's taking. Give me a minute, things will become far easier. Now have a look at this table. And just keep looking at the table because it's an exhaustive table. I've tried to include everything in the table. See, right from here to this, and then to this. So right from, let's see, right from rice, chapati, paratha, idli, dosa, to upma, dal, curd, milk, egg, chicken curry, mutton curry, sprouts, peanuts, to all the nuts under the sky, to baseline, the paneer, sabzi and all, to the fruits, ending with the unhealthy stuff, samosa, vada pav, pani puri, and then coming down to tea, coffee. It ends here. And there's actually no end, but I have tried to include everything that, in an Indian household and in Indian people, and especially the government hospital setup in which usually your exams are set, they have. And they're not going to eat burger and pizza, which is why I'm not included over here. All right. Now, coming down to how to remember. Now, just have a look on this. Usually, wheat, one katori size, 1 katori, see, household measure, 1 katori of rice, which is white cooked rice, is around 170 calories. And that gives only 3.5 grams. Just imagine. And this is boiled rice, mind you. So if it's a rice cooked in oil, the calories will be maybe 210 or something. The proteins will still remain the same. Okay, guys. So you just remember around 170 kilocalories for a 1 katori rice, which is 150 grams, and the proteins are only 3.5 something. This you have to remember. Roti, one medium roti is around 100 kilocalories and around 3 grams of proteins. Dry roasted, which we all have without ghee, correct? Paratha, on the other hand, is just double. 210, and the same goes for puri also. It's around 250 kilocalories, guys. And the protein content almost comes out to be the same. The problem is that here it was 30 grams, here it is 50 grams. So the protein content slightly increases over here. And a normal puri will be less in proteins and more in calories. So maybe around 250 kilocalories, and this will still remain 3 or 3.5. One idli, one piece is around 40 calories. Okay? One dosa dough, 120. And look at the amount of proteins is gradually increasing, 1.5 for a 40 gram batter and almost 3, just double for an 80 gram, because this is almost doubling for a dosa, which is larger than idli, and idli is more condensed and smaller. Even sambar has calories, guys. So around 150 grams, which is the usual 1 katori, 100. Upma, if they are having, it's almost 200. So don't be fooled by the fact. Some people say Upma is a healthier choice. Upma is a healthier choice. Maybe a healthy choice in terms of proteins, but it's also energy dense. It's giving 200 calories almost, right? Upma. Poha, almost the same thing. Around 180 kilocalories for 151 katori, right? Poha, which is protein is around 3.8. Dal, we have almost now. Have a look at this dal. 1 katori dal is around 130 kilocalories, but 7 grams proteins. Okay? Which is again good. Moong dal, you have even more protein, which is the reason why we usually choose moong dal, the highest almost in protein content. In the same way, chole masala, again, good in proteins, but the kilocalories will keep rising. I'm sorry, but here everyone has to go through it and make a little bit of mind sketch. Usually they will say, I eat two chapatis in the afternoon and one maybe a bowl of rice, or maybe the opposite way. They say a bowl of rice in the afternoon and 2 chapatis in the night. So 2 chapatis means 2 into 100 mostly. And as per our requirement of protein, they were around 3.5 here and almost 3. Protein requirement. So almost 3. Okay. So as far as proteins are concerned, around 3.53, right? So that you can remember with the help of the fact that how much proteins is there in 1 katori rice and one chapati, right? So 2 chapatis will lead to just double the protein, so 6, and this will be almost 200 calories. In the same way, rice cooked 170 plus 170 and 3.5, almost 7 grams. So 1 katori was usually they end up in having 1 katori, but this has to be added with the dal. So which dal? Mostly arhar is cooked or moong dal is cooked. So around the same kilocalories, 130. And why moong is better is because the calories are less, they're around 100, and proteins are more, which is 8. So they advise to make moong dal chila, moong dal dosa, mostly moong dal in most of the things, even sprouts with the help of that. Chole masala, even better. So 1 katori will give you calories, a lot of calories, but a good amount of proteins. 10 is a very good measure of protein, which makes me come to the, egg. People have a misconception. It gives a very high variety, protein content, but it's anyway less than a chole masala. And here you're taking 150 grams. This is only 50 grams giving you around 6 grams of protein. See, do you see that? So it's not too much, but at the same time, it's less in calories and giving you more protein, which is what the factor it is, which is the reason why people who are dieting and all, they take lots of eggs, because they give less calories, but more of protein. So it's so commendable to say that much, ratio proportion is not there. So the misconception is the fact that it gives a lot of proteins. It's not true. 1 egg will give you only 6 grams, but if you take in comparison to the amount of calories and the quantity, it gives a lot of protein. Only 70 kilocalories energy and 6 grams of protein. If you compare this with a roti which gives you 100 kilocalories of energy, it is only 3, just half the amount of proteins. Lots of carbs, less of proteins, right? So this is what you have to remember. I'll keep going on and I'll try to make you remember in some funda. But you know what, guys, finally, at the end of it, yeah, Anshika, I tried my best. I tried my best to make such a plan, which includes everything which usually a patient will tell you. In Indian households, we are very habitual of eating some South Indian food, mixed diet like a poha and upma is usually there, isn't it? Moong dal chilas many times. So now you at least have a rough idea. If it's a moong dal chila, just associate it like a moong dal dosa and make it in almost the same way. How much batter will it require? Like for example, over here, this dosa is taking 80 grams batter. That means almost half the calories of this, right? Because it was 150 grams. And energy is less, proteins are going to be around 4 grams, right? So it's going to be around 110, right? So it's going to be around 50, 60 calories, but 4 grams protein, which is again very commendable, almost similar to the egg. Curd, 150 grams of katori will give you 100 kilocalories and 4 grams. Again, very good source. Again, very good. So 100 calories is a little more than that of an egg, but amount of proteins is very good. 4 grams we consider it anyways commendable. Anything close to 5 and above is good proteins, but never better than animal proteins. Have a look over here. As you go down, chicken curry with 2 pieces of chicken or fish curry with 1 fillet, look at the amount of proteins. This is commendable. 22 grams protein, 20 grams protein. That means people who are having grilled chicken alone, they're taking a good amount of care of their protein requirements. So if they have 2 pieces in the morning and 2 pieces in the evening, their protein requirement is almost full because you're getting almost 44, 50 grams protein with just your lunch and dinner alone, and forget about your breakfast. If you're taking breakfast with oats or something like that, you're having more and more protein. See, even sprouts I have included. Sprouts, 50 grams raw, even half a cup will give you 4 grams. Just imagine 1 full cup, which is very difficult to have actually, but half a cup is giving you 4 grams and just 50 kilocalories, just 50, right? This is what I wanted to emphasize. So my idea still is to give you the idea that chicken curry with 2 pieces, average medium size, will give you 200 calories, which is again good, and 22 grams protein, very high. Fish curry, 1 fillet will give you 150 calories and around 20 grams of proteins. Okay, guys, one cup milk, 200 ml is around 130 kilocalories mostly, and around 6 grams of protein. So I cannot make you learn this chart. I can give you an idea how and how to put it into basic practice, basic use. All right. So this thing finally will rest with you. All those people who have my complete practical course, who have my last minute revision course, they all will get this PPT. They'll get the this class as well, the funda and everything. But the other people either will have to go by listening to the class, make notes, or otherwise go ahead and just take one of these packages. So now this is again not very important. Paneer, we can say palak paneer 1 katori. This is huge in as far as calories are concerned, but just 12 grams of proteins. As far as fruits are concerned, now fruits, they give very less proteins. Okay to fill your stomach, but very less in proteins. But all the nuts, very high in, very high in calories mostly, but very less in protein. So 10 grams, just 10 grams is giving you 65 calories. So be very watchful when you're eating more of walnuts. Just 10 grams is giving you 65 calories, very high in calories and protein content as compared. So they say nuts are good. Why? Because in comparison to the calories, their proteins is also equally good. But remember, they're calorie dense. Just 10 grams. You know how much 10 grams is? Only this much. So if you say this much, a fistful of walnuts, forget about, just imagine you'll have 650 calories. 650 calories. And almost, 15 grams protein? Not worth it. Actually, they're good in omega, fatty acids, very good in your essential fatty acids, which are very good for your body. That is the reason why we encourage so much on nuts, but otherwise nuts are not so not so good for dieting and not so very good for just the protein count of it. No, that is not the reason. All right. So the last thing I have is milk, the tea and coffee. So tea and coffee, you have actually nothing in them, good in calories, but nothing in proteins, not at all.